So, I saw The Rise of Skywalker now 2 times, and, I'm about to review it. Hey guys, before I review this video, I have some pretty, so to say, exciting news. I bought a lightsaber. I'm not sure when it'll arrive. Ultra sabers usually takes about a week or so, but, it is the holiday seasons, and, who knows? Maybe like 2-3 weeks tops. Hopefully less. So look forward to that. Now on to the review. Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. For us Australians, it came out on the 19th. We went in on the night of the 18th and went midnight, so 12:01, 19th on the dot, basically. And I will say this, it was a fun experience, not just because of the movie, but like the atmosphere, people dressing up and all that, and it was great. Quick shout out to Reboot, Hudson and Connor. They made a vlog, which I'll link in the bio. And in that video, I give my first initial impressions. So rather than doing a first impressions on my channel, I'm just going to go straight to the review. But I genuinely did have a good time. I want to thank everyone who came. The night wouldn't have been completed without yous. Okay, now let's talk about the movie, finally. Okay, Rise of Skywalker. Honestly, I'm still trying to process. The movie, it had good, it had bad, yeah. Let's talk about the good. Let's start on a positive note. And bear in mind, I'm gonna avoid spoilers. I'll try to avoid spoilers entirely. After all, the movie's only been out for a couple of days, so, yeah. But, off the bat, the thing I liked most about Rise of Skywalker was the VFX, cinematography, and, the visuals. The movie looked absolutely stunning, and I was, blown away, kind of. Those camera angles that I've never seen before in a Star Wars film, and honestly, it just looked beautiful. I really liked it. The visuals and all that. And as I said in one of my previous videos, that's something I've really liked about the sequel trilogy so far, is, the VFX, visuals. I think that's basically the same thing. Cinematography, etc. So that's a thumbs up from me. Another thing I thought was hilarious was, and I guess I would put this as quote-unquote good, is basically J.J. Abrams in this in The Rise of Skywalker, retconned and did a lot of damage control. Now, people can either see this as a good thing or a bad thing. For me, you know what, I'm going to be honest here, I'd say it's neutral, but without going into detail, because obviously I'm trying to avoid spoilers here, The Rise of Skywalker cleared up a lot of things from The Last Jedi. And basically, there's a bit of a, I'm not going to say rumor, but people are saying that you don't need to watch The Last Jedi to watch this movie. You can just go from The Force Awakens to The Rise of Skywalker, and it wouldn't affect, the story. I agree, yet disagree at the same time. There are key things from The Last Jedi, no matter how much we hated it, there are key things in The Last Jedi that you kind of do need to know. Granted, you can probably just Google this stuff, but I 100%, even though it can be painful to, make sure you watch all the other episodes, before The Rise of Skywalker. That includes The Last Jedi. And what else? Oh yeah, the first couple of acts of the movie were, I feel, really good. It was engaging, it was entertaining, it kind of leaves you on the edge of your seat, depending on the type of person you are. Although the story now takes place, I think, maybe a year or two or maybe 3 after The Last Jedi, it kind of works. You're not feeling too lost, but I'll get to that in a second. Now, let's talk about the bad. And this is where things really take a turn for the worse. So, despite everything I just said in the good, The Rise of Skywalker is quite rushed or quite crammed. The YouTuber Jeremy Johns, who is a movie reviewer I watch a lot, He sums it up pretty well. He basically said it's like a 4-hour movie condensed into a 2-hour movie. And then when you actually go watch it, you know exactly what he's talking about. The pacing for me was just off. Things are just rushed. There's no better way to explain it. Like, J.J. Abrams, I'm pretty sure said, F it, I'm going all out. And it looks like he really went all out. And it also looked like he was trying to play it safe. Besides all the damage control he's had to done because of The Last Jedi, the story itself was really lacking, in my opinion. And honestly, there's quite a bit of people that agree, or like they have a similar kind of opinion, which is a real shame because these characters we see for the first time, in The Force Awakens were really, to me, well written. But now the majority of these characters in The Rise of Skywalker, and well, I guess The Last Jedi, I should add, they just feel wasted, hollow. Yeah, just wasted, hollow, and yeah, which is a real shame because I actually did like these characters in The Force Awakens, and now, I mean, I still like them, but they sure as hell could have been written a lot better. Like, a lot better. Without going into too much spoilers, I'm gonna say, as an example, General Hux, Finn, Palpatine. Palpatine for me was very wasted in this film, and no, this movie was really it's a shame, all these good characters wasted, it really makes you think, what's going on over there in Disney? JJ would always have these cuts, but Disney would always get him to redo them, and you know what, I can't really blame the guy, he really did try. I really do like JJ Abrams as a director. He's done good films. Rise of Skywalker, I'm not saying is necessarily a terrible film. I will say that it's fun. I can genuinely have a good time watching it, but, I'm, as a film graduate, for those of you who don't know, I graduated from film. I've got my bachelor in it. When it comes to analyzing it, it's not a masterpiece, but it's still fun, this is now, I was telling my friends that it is now one of my guilt pleasures. Now, with me saying that it's rushed, crammed, things felt too fast, you could try and argue from an artistic point of view that it kind of symbolizes that the Resistance have to try and prep and keep up with the Sith Empire, because literally Emperor Palpatine has been alive all these years prepping, and no one knew about it, basically. Potential spoilers ahead. Without going too much into detail, basically the so to say plot is that they find out, or someone a Maul in the First Order has told the Resistance that, hey, Emperor Palpatine, has been alive all this time, he's been behind everything, he's got a mass armada, and yeah, y'all guys screwed. So naturally, the Resistance are shitting themselves, and they gotta try and prep. But overall, I'm sorry, it just doesn't make up for it. A lot of the times, too, things just did not make sense in the movie. It's just as I said, it's crammed, there's just so much going on. But, I said it was a fun movie, and I really did mean that. I don't actually hate the movie. The major downfall for me was just the pacing, really. The pacing. I wish the story had some more tweaking, but literally, Disney was really trying to push JJ to redo this, redo that, and there's only so much Abrams can do at this point. And you know what? I applaud him fully. I still have mad respect for him, and I have mad respect for this movie. I did genuinely had a good time. I really, surprisingly, I really enjoyed Kylo Ren in this one. Others may be like, oh, no. Out of all the other sequel movies, the other two, I actually really did feel more for Kylo Ren in this one. I won't spoil it, like I've said now probably the millionth time now in this video, but there's something that happens to him that I wish didn't happen, or I feel it shouldn't have happened. Some of you may know what I'm potentially talking about. The rest of you won't. So watch the film. Definitely go watch it. You know, I'm not saying, sir, don't watch this. This is a piece of crap. No, go watch it. It's not as bad as people make it out to be, but at the same time, I highly recommend when you watch this movie to, figure of speech, leave your brain out the door and just get lost in the story and just, all in all, just try and have a good time. After all, it is a Star Wars film. I was going to say this at the start, but I decided to say this at the end, but the leaks I read, you know, I made a reaction or like an opinions video on the leaks from Jedi Paxis. Again, I'm not going to spoil it, but the leaks were, I'll say, 99% true. Every plot twist, every like big moment, I knew exactly what was going to happen. Jedi Paxis's credibility just went like beyond the roof or something, like probably in Naboo somewhere. Do I see myself watching The Rise of Skywalker again? Absolutely. You know, I had a good time watching it, but you know, like there's some stuff I wish was different. A lot of things, but it fulfilled its job in, I don't want to say gave me a good, you know what? It gave me a, so to say, good but flawed movie. I'll say that. I mean, there were people that genuinely enjoyed it, and you know what? Power to you. You know, like, at this point now, most opinions that I've read, they're valid. They say it's a satisfying ending. I slightly agree, but no, I still had a good time. I wish things were different. Do I still have hope for the Star Wars franchise? Yes, because The Mandalorian has given me that hope. The Rise of Skywalker had so much going on in it, like, it's almost like it tried to rely on all these things to really try and make a good film, if that makes any sense. The Mandalorian, for me anyway, is a good example of less is better. Rise of Skywalker, it almost feels like it's just throwing all this stuff, all fan service, damage control, and hopes to be a good movie. I mean, it may have worked for some people, but for me, Rise of Skywalker, if I were to rate it out of, say, 10, I don't have a rating system, but I'm going to do it for this film. I'd give it 5. So, you know, it's okay. I'm still going to see it a couple more times with the family, and Hudson's keen to see it again. Hopefully Connor comes too. Hint, hint, Connor. But, I still recommend seeing it. You know, it is after all the last Skywalker movie. I don't mean to really rag on it, but there are flaws and it is worth addressing. But that's it for me for The Rise of Skywalker, in my opinion, review thing. But yeah, again, stay tuned for the lightsaber. It's from Ultra Sabers, and I was gonna leave it as a surprise, but I bought the Savior, which is Darth Revan's red lightsaber. I bought it with Tri-Cree, so that means no flash on clash, but I think it's 3 LEDs rather than 1. Stay tuned for that, and I'll see y'all in the next video, and may the Force be with you.